Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes.
The Ohio Supreme Court agreed with a teenager who said his kidnapping and aggravated robbery convictions should have been merged when he was sentenced in 2012. The justices determined the Cuyahoga County teen was entitled to the same constitutional double jeopardy protections as adults, and ruled that juvenile courts must conduct the same double jeopardy analysis as those applied in adult criminal proceedings. The 4-3 opinion on June 9th reversed an 8th District Court of Appeals ruling that said the juvenile court didn't err when it refused to merge the teen's convictions, even though they would have been merged in an adult court. The lower court said state statutes didn't apply to juvenile proceedings.
On a busy morning at Parma Municipal Court, bailiff Michael Zederecki doesn't miss a beat. Lawyers are constantly coming up to him and asking questions during court proceedings. He's also working with the judge to move defendants along as quickly and thoroughly as possible.
Okay, Michael, these two go to cashier, and that one goes to probation.
It's hard to believe that Zederecki is 98 years old.
Michael, cashier, cashier.
Zederecki has worked as a part-time bailiff at the court for about 35 years. This is after he retired as a building inspector at the age of 62.
I worked for just about every judge that was ever here.
After a while, he started working for Judge Ken Spanigal when the judge's former bailiff became sick.
I came in and filled in.
The bailiff later died from his health issues.
So I inherited the job, and I've been here ever since.
We call him Uncle Mikey.
He's friendly like an uncle, as long as a cell phone doesn't go off in the courtroom. Zederecki says he has no plans to retire from the court.
Why do I still work? Well, I like it. I like as you can see, the differences of what goes on in the court. It's interesting, okay? And besides that, I tried retirement. And there's only so many beer joints you could go into, so many books you could read before you got bored. And so I prefer this to anything else.
So Zederecki continues to help run Courtroom 3 with Judge Spanigal. The judge says Zederecki always shows up early and doesn't leave until everything is finished.
One of the things about being older, being active is one of the reasons that you have a good life. I've always said to him that, you know, you'll tell me if you don't want to do this job anymore, or I'll tell you at the point I don't need you. I don't not need him. I still need him. But at the point he thinks he cannot do it, he'll tell me.
That's something his coworkers find encouraging.
You can ask people around the building, and everybody just loves his presence.
And those people are who make getting up in the morning worth it to Zederecki.
I love the people I work with, okay? I think that's what keeps me coming in here.
We look to having a 100th birthday party with my still working bailiff in about 22 months.
Security improvements, website upgrades, and new self-service kiosks are among local court technology projects selected to receive grants from the Ohio Supreme Court. Nearly $2.5 million in funding will be distributed to 69 courts for 110 projects across the state. Peer reviewers prioritized nearly 570 requests, totaling more than $16.5 million from Ohio appeals, common pleas, municipal, and county courts. The Supreme Court has awarded $5 million over the last 2 years to Ohio courts for technology projects.
The Ohio Center for Law-Related Education recently hosted its third annual high school moot court competition at the Thomas J. Moyer Ohio Judicial Center in Columbus. OCLRE provides civic education programs to teachers and hosts mock trials and civic competitions for students with a goal of bringing citizenship to life. More than 100 students from across the state took on the role of appellate attorneys and argued both sides of an original case at the Moot Court event.
I think there's a gap in learning about the appellate courts and what happens there or here. And so hence the creation of the Moot Court program, so that students have an opportunity not only to just learn about it in a textbook format, but to practice it and to really gain a better understanding.
Indian Hill High School students won this year's Moot Court competition. That's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.